Jason.
Hey Nancy, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Likewise, thank you. So I was very into this documentary and, kind of feeling all the emotions at the same time. What's your magic in getting us viewers to feel this?
Um, wow. I mean, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know that it's necessarily magic. I think it's being at the right place at the right time. I think it's documenting what's going on in a very kind of non-unobtrusive way. I think, just being able to tell the story, feeling as getting the viewer, that's always my thing, is to make sure the viewer feels like they're a part of conversations and not on the outside. I strive to do that because it makes people feel a part of the journey. And so a lot of the times, when I shoot, I try to, make it feel like the viewer's there. Like, am I over the shoulder? Am I shooting a profile? Am I, how do I get the cameras in there without being in, our subject's way, but also kind of allowing us to feel like we're there. So I guess it's magic, it's experience, it's having really good intention in what you're doing, and yeah.
I think it is magic because you've been bringing these stories on screen for a while, and it's not the first time you get to work with Jennifer.
No, no, yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so was it more challenging this time around, being in a sense her opening up, or was it easier now that you've worked with Jennifer before to know what she looks for, or, just knowing her actions and how she executes?
Yeah, I don't think I get when you work with someone for so long, there's definitely a trust that's built. And, I think for us, 6 years, there's a very good amount of trust between us. So as a filmmaker, my job is to tell a story. And, as this story obviously is quite different than a lot of the other stories that we've done, with Halftime, which was, very much about, the halftime show and, the inauguration and the Hustlers kind of run. So for me, when we first sat down and she kind of opened up about what she was doing, first I was like, oh, wow, this is incredible. And then she said, I want to, we're going to do a documentary. And I said, I was very excited because I felt like it was everything kind of led to this moment for us working together. It's where you really kind of get to peel back a bit more. So I hope that answers your question.
She set a set budget. You gotta try to stick to it.
Well, that was for the actual film. So the documentary was a bit different. For me, it was just about following and tracking that story, right? Yeah, I mean, I think you feel, there's a lot kind of on the line, and you want to do your best to kind of do the story justice. But
And
Artist Equity is an amazing production company, and they were very supportive. I had amazing producers, Stephan Bielecki, Gillian Brown, Courtney Baxter. They were, absolutely the best of the best in helping kind of get things prepared and just getting us all ready to go in and do what we did. And so I felt extremely supported with that.
there were the scenes with Ben. Can you talk
Mhm.
about those scenes? He was one of my highlights.
What part?
Well, like one of the parts where he's like asking her the questions, like he's the one
Yeah.
interviewing,
Yeah.
which I was impressed by.
Yeah, I mean he's great. He did half the interviews and I did half the interviews, and that was so we kind of split it up. I think you get different things from different people, right? But yeah, I mean it was great working with him. Just watching him work was awesome. Yeah.
So how did you guys prepare for that? If you did half and he
Well, no,
did
there's
half,
multiple
how did it
different
work?
interviews. There's multiple different interviews set up. So he did the main interview, and he prepares for it. He knows he knows the the questions he wants to ask. So it was fun.
So, and putting it at the end, like together, where was the struggle? Was it bringing out the emotional part or bringing out the making part?
That's a good question. Listen, filmmaking is, filmmaking, it's all, a journey, right? And I think that you don't, what you don't get one day, maybe you get the next day, right? It's not just one day of shooting, it's 6 weeks. So I think, and this is, the documentary is based on, the film being made and obviously stuff with her. And so we just follow and track the journey. And that's our biggest thing, is to just be there as things are happening. So that requires us as filmmakers to understand what's happening during the day, understanding what are the struggles that are happening on set that day, what are the wins that are happening on set that day. And for us, it's our job to go in and find those inside of, you're in a big studio lot or you're in locations. And so we have to really, as filmmakers, be on point and understand how things are unfolding. So, and also do that in a way where we're not, taking over a room with our cameras. A lot of times the way that I like to work is, yes, as a documentary crew, we have a bigger kind of, a decent amount of people on set with us, but the only people that, I would, want on set are the people kind of holding the cameras, and everything else is on comms and we're all talking to each other. So, following and tracking those stories is about being prepared and being ready to pivot and being ready to kind of move and follow the stories along.
One of the stories that I was interesting to follow was the perspective of Jane Fonda.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but well, no, we know she's in it. She eventually like coming in. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, having Jane in the film, when she walks on set, it's oh my God, that's Jane Fonda, I mean, not saying that everyone else isn't like amazing, but I think Jane Fonda is obviously Jane Fonda. And so it was wonderful to see her there, and just kind of the relationship that the two of them have was beautiful to watch, and the conversations. We knew that was going to be an important kind of part of the film. Well, and one of the more important parts of the film, just their and so we knew to, when she walked in, we just started covering it. And, I remember one of my cameras was kind of outside shooting through glass, and one of them was kind of in the room with her. But I was looking at the monitors and just saying, what a beautiful, these are just beautiful moments. And as a filmmaker, I am, more than, um, yeah, happy, excited, that we're able to do what we do and with the people that we do it with.
Well, Jason, thank you so much. I did watch This Is Me Now. It was good, but I kind of like the documentary better between you and I.
They're both amazing. They work together.
They do, but this one's just
Yeah.
had that raw emotion that
Thank you.
I admire to be stripped and brought to us as viewers.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Of
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Congratulations on this
course,
project.
nice to meet you, Nancy.
Likewise. Bye bye.